Trey.
And I'm Monica.
And this is another one of our adventures in California history. In today's adventure, Monica and I were on the way to Rough and Ready when we saw a sign in Grass Valley that said Empire Mine. Well, we had never been there, so let's go check it out. The next thing you know, we'd spent all day here. As you can see, I'm standing behind a house called the Bourne Cottage. These are the people that owned the Empire Mine. They built their home on the property. We're going to check out the home and then the mine. Walking the Bourne estate is a real treat. There are interpretive signs to tell you what you're looking at. Here we're at the back half of the cottage. We're going up the ramp and looking down to where I was talking earlier. The garden is made up of a number of enclosed spaces, all made out of this rock. This rock is actually dug out of the mine. It's the waste rock from the mine. The home is literally made from a gold mine. Ah, some open doors. Let's go check it out. Well, let's go see what's in the front yard. The cottage and gardens were designed by Willis Polk, who also designed the Palace of Fine Arts and was the supervising architect of the 1915 World Exposition in San Francisco. He also designed the Pacific Union Club of San Francisco and the Bourne's other estate, Fioli. Eventually, the property included tennis courts, bowling alley, and a squash court. While we were there, we were taken in by the quiet and peacefulness of the gardens. While it's good to remember that when the Bournes lived there, the noise was deafening. The mine is less than a quarter mile away, and the stamp mill ran 24/7. The cottage had extra thick walls to help prevent the noise from entering the sleeping quarters. You could easily spend a half an hour to an hour wandering the garden and smelling the roses in bloom. They're all old-fashioned types that are much more fragrant than our more modern hybrids. But I wanted to check out this cool glass greenhouse. Inside, you can see some plants growing, some old antique push mowers, and some antique sprinkler heads back there. This is the new Rich Hill shaft. It's just a short walk from the cottage on the way to the main Empire Mine. This is one of the original mines that helped build the Bourne's wealth. It's now ceremoniously locked with this large metal gate. Certainly something to let the imagination wander. And so now we enter the main Empire Mine production area. We're looking at the office building to the left, and of course there's the interpretive sign showing us the deafening, dangerous, and dirty work that took place over here away from the Bourne's cottage. Men hardening and sharpening drills for the miners, the amalgamation tables. It's really a cool place and just invites exploration. In this room, there were large spools of cable that lowered and raised them in according to the bells that the operator heard. The machine shop at the Empire Mine is a dream come true to anybody interested in old equipment. Look at the belts on the ceiling that used to be run by steam power, then electric power here at the plant. A real treat at the mine, and you won't want to miss it, is to check out the main shaft. Here we see one of the carts that was used to transport men down into what eventually would be 11,000 feet or 3,500 meters, making the Empire Mine one of the largest, longest, and deepest mines in the world. Here we see an old picture of the miners on one of the carts getting ready to descend into the shaft. Here we see Lynn Wilson and Phil Keast pouring the last gold bar from the Empire Mine in January of 1957. The price of gold no longer made it profitable to run the mine. And here's the very room and tools that we saw in the photograph. Off to the left, you can see the tool for pouring the gold. Just to the lower left, the mold. And then on the lower right, a finished gold bar. Got to give yourself a couple hours to really check out the entire Empire Mine and Bourne Estate. It's so fascinating, we may even take a second trip back to take one of the tours of the inside of the house. The Bourne Estate and the Empire Mine are located in Grass Valley, California. And remember, maps of all of our adventures can be found at pitsenberger.com. Adventures in California History. Original music by Robert Flamp Savari.